Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hi, sorry. Hi. My name's Drogs. This is Fully Painted Miniatures, and we're going through Aeons End 2nd Edition. Right now I am going up against Prince of Gluttons on Expert difficulty. This would be round 6. This guy's pretty tough. So I did mix it up a little bit from last game. So Prince of Gluttons on Expert difficulty, so what he does is he devours cards from your store, and if there's not enough cards there, he does damage to Gravehold. And if he eats all your cards, he automatically wins the game. That's typically how I lose. And on Expert difficulty, instead of him starting with 3 cards in your devour pile, he starts with 12. So he starts with 3 gems in any particular order, and then I choose the other 9. So I took 2 Vrisswoods, Planar Insight, Spectral Echo, 2 Ignites, and then 3 Amplify Visions. Sounds easy, but it's not. And for a store for this game, I took a Jade, 2 power, generates, or 2 cost, generates 2 power. Vrisswood Amber, 3 cost, generates 2 power. But when you gain it, you can put it on top of your deck instead of your discard pile. And then I switched this one up. I took Clouded Sapphire. 6 cost, gains 3 power. The first time you use one of these in a turn, your ally gains a charge. Also took Bottled Vortex. 3 cost, you destroy this card. You can destroy 2 cards from your hand or discard pile, as well as draw a card. Mage's Talisman, 5 cost. You and your ally both gain a charge. Spectral Echo, 3 cost spell, deals 2 damage. You may destroy a card in your hand. As you can tell, I like getting rid of cards. Amplify Vision, 4 cost. To focus your closed breach with the lowest cost. If it does 2 damage. If all of your breaches are open, it does 3. And then I also took Ignite. It's a 4 cost spell. Does 2 damage, and your ally gains a charge. And then our high damage spell is going to be Planar Insight. It's a 6 cost, deals 2 damage, plus 1 for each additional breach. So that would be, it really does 3 damage as a minimum, but up to 6, plus 1 from 3rd or 4th breach, so it can do 7 damage. Pretty reliably. It's not dependent on anything else. For our mages, I changed them up too. I took Mist and Zaxos. Mist's unique card is Garnet Shard. It acts as a crystal, gaining 1 power, or you can cast any player's prep spell. So it allows you to fire off spell quickly. Might help with the minions. Zaxos is Flare. It lets you reveal the top card of the turn order deck if it's a player card, which is a 66% chance. It deals 3 damage instead of 1. And then Mist's special ability allows your ally to draw 4 cards. So Zaxos would get an additional 4 cards into his hand. And then Zaxos' special ability is allies collectively gain 4 charges. I actually didn't read that right. So he can charge up her ability, and her ability can give him more cards. He can also reveal the turn order deck and reveal the return the card. Basically, I can flip this open and then reorganize it however I want. And he gives her charges, and she gives him more cards. So idea is to give him Mage's Talismans so that he can keep getting all those cards, keep powering up the abilities, and just keep rolling, steamrolling. So yeah, everything's shuffled. Everything should be good. Let's get started. All right, we're going to start with Zaxos. He's going to prep Flare, and he has 4 power from his 4 crystals, and he's going to buy Amplify Vision. And then his next turn will be 4 crystals and a spark. And Mist goes next. She's going to prep Spark. She also is going to generate 4 power and buy an Amplify Vision. You can see the start of my strategy here. 3 crystals, 2 sparks. And Nemesis goes. Bleed Static, power 3. Oh, this card got damaged. That's too bad. The player with the most prep spells suffers 2 damage for each of their prep spells. Power 3. So it'll activate on the 2nd activation in the next round. Nemesis goes again. We take 1 off the Bleed Static, and then we get Eye of Nothing. Power 2, unleash twice. You may spend 6 to discard. All right, that's it for the Nemesis for this round. So now we get Mist. We're going to cast Spark, dealing First Blood. 1 damage to the Prince of Gluttons. She will then spend 3 to open her second breach and prep 2 sparks. Three crystals, Garnet Shard, Amplify Vision, and this will be Zaxos. He's going to cast Flare, so I have to shuffle this before I see how much damage that does. Yeah, so I like having Amplify Vision to start off with, and hopefully I can get through that and then grab some Spectre Echoes and Ignites. It's kind of the idea. I was trying to start with, because he keeps eating my store so easily, I'm trying to set up these 12 cards so that I actually buy them all. So the idea is I get Amplify Vision, then these Ignites, the Spectral Echoes, and then hopefully I can get that. Of course, there's no gems in there yet, so I don't see how I would be able to afford that. So that's an oversight on my part. But typically he's going to devour at one point, so I'd be able to buy up, which would be 3 Jades, and then I buy up 3 Jades. And then hopefully that would allow one of my characters to buy that Planar Insight and just buy up that whole pile. That's kind of the strategy there, is have them devour the Jades, then have them devour the Ball of Vortexes and buy all those up, and then the Spectral Echoes. Alright, so the top card is a 1. So that means Flare is going to do 3 damage. Dropping Prince of Gluttons 266. We're then going to prep Spark, and he's going to buy that second Amplify Vision. Okay, next turn, 4 crystals and Amplify Vision. And we get Mist first. She's going to cast both Sparks, dealing 2 damage, dropping Prince of Gluttony 64. She's going to prep Amplify Vision, and she's going to generate 4 power and buy an Ignite. So, get my breaches open, get some charges generated. That's kind of the idea here. I did take a little bit longer than I would like to get my charges going in the previous game, but there were different abilities. And with these abilities, I want to get them going as soon as possible. Three crystals, 2 sparks. Okay, Nemesis. So we're going to take a power token off of each of these. This does damage, and that... I also have no healing. I forgot about that because I did remove Kadir. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to add Essence Theft, I would say, back into here. All right, Gorge. Devour 2 cards from the second most expensive supply pile. So 2 Verswoods. And then any player suffers 2 damage. We're going to have Mist take that. Yeah, I have no healing at all in this game. Okay, Mist does go next. She's going to cast Amplify Vision, which is going to focus her 3rd breach and deal 2 damage to Prince of Gluttony. And she's going to generate 3 power and buy this Verswood. She is not going to prep either of these sparks. She's just going to hold on to them because she doesn't want to take the damage from the bleed static. So next turn, that's not good. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, now we get Zaxos. He's going to cast Spark for 1 damage, dropping Gluttony to 69. He is also not going to spend that, but he will buy the Verswood for 3. Not the perfect turns, but it's okay. 2, 3, 4. How did I end up in this predicament? Okay, Nemesis goes next. Bleed Static goes off. And because I basically had 2 very inefficient turns, this does damage for 2 damage for each prep spell. That does 0 damage. However, I Had Nothing does go off, and then unleashes twice. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it eats all 6 Jades. Could have been worse. All right, and now we go back to Zaxos. So he's going to prep Flare. And he has, or I'm sorry, Amplify Vision. And he's going to spend 2 to focus his second breach, and then prep Amplify Vision there as well. And he'll hold on to the Flare. And he will have Flare, Spark, and 3 crystals. I'm feeling pretty good about this. 9 damage to Prince of Gluttonies. Really good right off the bat. Zaxos got full health. Mist has 8. Gravehold has full health. Feel pretty good. He did devour a little bit more than I would like. But I don't mind. Just, I needed, this is what I was saying. I couldn't afford the planar insight in there anyway, so I needed it to devour a little bit to get my economy going. I just want to make sure I can buy these before he starts devouring more. Is kind of my concern now. All right, and we get the Haze Spewer. It's a 5 life minion. It does damage equal to Gravehold equal to its life. So it'll do 5 damage if it activates. Every time it activates, it takes 1 damage. And okay, double. So this is what we're talking about. So we take 5 damage to Gravehold. And then he takes, the Haze Spear takes 1 damage, dropping it to 4. And any player lobotomize, any player suffers 3 damage or devour 3 spells from any supply pile. I will take the 3 damage, even though I have no healing on Zaxos, because I don't want to put 3 Spectral Echoes in front of those Jades right now, which is what I would do. All right, good news. Rest of these are player cards. All right, Zaxos first. He's going to cast 2 Amplify Visions. That's going to do 4 damage and kill the Haze Spewer. Get him out of there. And that's also going to focus this his second breach twice. He will then prep Flare and Spark and spend 3 buying a Bottled Vortex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, next turn. Nice. 4 crystals and a Vrisswood. And Mist gets to go next. She's going to prep an Ignite and a Spark. And she's going to spend 2 on a Jade. And she has to hold on to the other 2 Sparks. Granite Shard and 2 crystals. And she gets to go again. She's going to cast Ignite and Spark for 3 damage. Dropping Prince of Gluttons to 58. And that generates a charge for Zaxos. She's then going to prep 2 Sparks. And she generates 3 power. And she will buy a Bottled Vortex. We're going to have 4 crystals and Amplify Vision for our next turn. And we get Zaxos. So the Spark's going to do 1. Flare, we got to shuffle these again to see what we're at. It is a player card. So Flare does 3 damage. Spark does 1. That's 4 damage to Prince of Gluttons. So I'm liking my damage output so far. That's been really nice. And then we generate 6 power. And he's going to buy 3 Jades. One, 2, 3, 4. And his next turn is going to be 2 Amplify Visions, a Bottled Vortex, and 2 crystals. And it is his turn next. He will use the Ball of Vortex, destroy the 2 crystals, which allows him to draw a card, which is another crystal, and he will prep 1 Amplify Vision, and then this gets discarded. The other Amplify Vision he holds on to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amplify Vision, Flare, Spark, Jade, Crystal. And Nemesis goes. Nothing on the board. We bring out Thoughtbiter. It is a minion with 6 life. Persistent. Any player suffers 2 damage, or it devours 2 relics from the least expensive relic supply pile, which would be your bottled vortexes. I don't actually mind that one at this point. All right. Mist is going to cast Spark twice, doing 2 damage to the Thoughtbiter, dropping him to 4. She's going to prep Amplify Vision, and then she has 4 power, and she's going to buy 2 Jades. So I bought all 6 of those Jades that got put in the pile, so that's nice. All right. And her next turn will be a Jade, Vristwood, Spark, Ignite, Bottled Vortex. Nemesis does get to go. I'm going to have him eat the 2 Bottled Vortexes, not take the damage. And then we draw. Godfeeders, 8 life. Gravefold suffers 3 damage, and it devours a gem from the most expensive supply pile, which would be my Clouded Sapphire. I don't really want those to be devoured too much. I mean, it's only 1 at a time. I just don't have my economy quite where I want it yet for that, but we're getting close. Okay, Amplified Vision. It's going to do 2 damage to the Thoughtbiter, dropping him to 2, and that's going to focus her 3rd breach. She's then going to prep, Ignite, and Spark. And what has she got? Oh yeah, and then she's going to destroy the Ball of Vortex and destroy 2 crystals. That allows her to draw a card as well, Garnet Shard. And she generates, what is that, 5 power. And she will buy Mage's Talisman. Two Sparks, Jade, 2 crystals. And we get Zaxos. He's going to cast Amplify Vision. It's going to do 2 damage to the Thoughtbiter, killing it. And that's going to open his 2nd breach. Very nice. He's going to prep Amplify Vision and Flare. And he has 3 power. He's going to buy Ball of Vortex. Spark I'm going to hold on to. And his next turn, 2 Jades, Vristwood, and a Crystal. So that's 7 power. And she's got 4 on deck. Not too shabby. Definitely less decoration. I don't think I bought any Spectral Echoes. So that was kind of my... I usually like to get those pretty early so that I can curate as soon as possible. So that's kind of where I feel a little lacking, and I want to get a Mage's Talisman on Zaxos too. And probably an Ignite. And obviously I want to get each of them a Sapphire. All right, we're going to start with Mist. So cast Spark for 1 damage, Ignite for 2. That's going to do 3 damage to the Godfeeders, bringing them to 5. And that gives a charge to Zaxos. So he's up to 2 charges. We'll then prep 2 Sparks, and she has 4 power that she can generate. So I could get an Ignite. I think I'm just going to buy another Bottle of Vortex, though. And her next turn, Jade, 2 crystals, Amplify Vision, Mage's Talisman. All right, Zaxos' turn. Cool. Amplify Vision does 2, Flare does 3. That is 5 damage, and that kills the Godfeeder. Very nice, and focuses his 3rd breach. He will then prep Spark, and he generates 7 power. And he will take the Ignite and the Spectral Echo. Very good. Very happy with that turn. His next turn, 4 crystals and Amplify Vision. That's why I need those Spectral Echoes. The Ball Vortexes are great. They help you play catch up, but you need those Spectral Echoes coming through every once in a while. All right, Zaxos again. Spark is going to do 1 damage to Prince of Gluttons, dropping him to 53. We're going to prep Amplify Vision, and he generates 4 power. That's not enough for Planar Insights. It's not enough for Mage's Talisman either. So I will buy an Ignite. His next turn, Ball of Vortex, Jade, Crystal, Amplify Vision, Flare. And we get Nemesis. Nothing on the board. Unleash twice. Lay Waste. Unleash twice. Any player suffers 2 damage. So that's not terrible timing. Yeah, I'm missing out on some gems and a Planar Insight. I would have liked to have gotten those, but it's okay. So with the 2 unleashes, he's going to eat 3 Spectral Echoes. And then I get to choose between... And then he's going to eat 2 Verswoods, doing 2 damage to Gravehold, dropping me to 23. And then Mist is going to take 2 damage, dropping her to 6 life. So not the best, but not the worst either. Okay, Nemesis again. And we get a creature. Venomite, 9 life. Player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage, or discard a prep spell worth 3 or more, which all spells except for Spark. Your starting spells do that. That is 9 life. Okay. All right, now we get Mist. She's going to cast both Sparks, dealing 2 damage to the Venomite, bring him to 7. She's going to prep Amplify Vision. She's going to use the Mage's Talisman to give each of them a charge, herself and Zaxos. And then she generates 4 power. And she's going to buy Verswood. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. We're still good? Yeah. All right. 2 Verswoods, a Jade, Garnet Shard, and a Spark. So that's 7 power on her next activation. So I want to get that Verswood and then buy those 3 Spectral Echoes. Zaxos has 1. I don't think Mist has any. So 2 each would be the goal. So I'm hoping I get Zaxos first. That would be perfect. Zaxos, then Mist, then Zaxos again is what I want. Yeah. Amplify Vision is going to do 2 damage to the Venomite, and that's going to focus his 3rd breach. He's then going to prep Amplify Vision and Flare. With 3 power, he's going to buy a Verswood. And then the Bottled Vortex is going to destroy 2 crystals, as well as itself. And he draws an Ignite, which he just holds on to. And his next turn will be 2 Jades, Verswood, Knight, Spectral Echo. Nemesis goes. So I'm going to have Zaxos discard the Amplify Vision to cancel out the Venomite's attack. And then we get Mind Guzzler. 8 life plus 2 for every empty supply pile. I only have 2 empties, so that's 10 life, and he unleashes. So I need to shift gears and target him. Mist is going to go next. Amplify Vision. That's going to do 2 damage to the Mind Guzzler, bring him to 8, and open her 3rd breach. She'll prep Spark, and she generates 7 power, which she will use to buy 2 Spectral Echoes. Then has Ignite, Ball of Vortex, Jade, 2 crystals. Nemesis' turn. Not great. I can't discard anything to cancel out the Venomite's attack, so one of them has to take 2 damage. It's going to be Zaxos. He's going to drop to 5. And then we unleash. We're going to take Ball of Vortex, and that's 4 damage to Gravehold, since there was only 1 card. And then we draw. Seraphage devours cards equal to the minion's life from 1 supply pile. Then this minion suffers 2 damage. Starts with 7 life. So that's very dangerous. I really need to take out both of these guys. Really, all 3 of them. They're all pretty nasty for me right now. Okay. I'm going to start with a Spark. We're going to do 2 damage to the Seraphage. Prep Ignite. Use Bottled Vortex. We're going to destroy a Spark and 1 crystal, as well as the Bottled Vortex. Allows her to draw an additional card, Spark, which she will prep. And she has 3 power remaining and buy a Bottled Vortex from the Devour pile. Then has Spark, Mage's Talisman, Jade, and 2 crystals. Okay. Zaxos goes next every single time. Cast Flare. It's on the last turn. It's funny how that keeps working out. And it is a player card, so it does 3 damage to the Seraphage, dropping him to 2. Makes it a lot less threatening. We're going to prep Spectral Echo and Ignite, and we generate 6 power. And that is going to... Do I want 2 Spectral Echoes or a Clouded Sapphire? I'm going to take both Spectral Echoes. So next turn, Ignite, Spark, 3 crystals. And it is his turn next. We will cast Ignite and Spark. That's going to deal 2 damage is going to kill the Seraphage from one of them. And then the next 2 will do to the Mind Guzzler. And then I get to destroy a card in my hand. I will destroy a crystal. And it generates a charge, right? Yeah, because that was an Ignite for Mist. And then I will prep, Ignite, and Spark. And I will use the last 2 crystals to buy a charge, getting him up to 4. Next turn, Vrisswood, Jade, Crystal, 2 Amplify Visions. And it is Mist. She's going to cast Ignite for 3 and Spark for 1. Dealing 4 damage to the Mind Guzzler, dropping them to 2. And that generates a charge for Zaxos. Sweet. That allows her... Yep. So I'm going to use Zaxos' ability. Metaphysical Link. Allies collectively gain 4 charges. It only works on your allies, so that maxes out her ability. And allows me to reveal the turn order deck. 2, Nemesis, Nemesis 1. So how do I want to do that? I think I want to... Yeah, I definitely want to keep 2 there. I think I want to just... I don't... No, No, I'm going to do that. Try to get rid of all those minions. So 2/1 Nemesis, Nemesis, and that goes back. And then I'm going to use Mist's special ability, Divine Augury, which allows Zaxos to draw 4 additional cards. Look at that. So he now has 5 spell cards and 4 gems on his next turn. A Flare, 2 Spectral Echoes, 2 Amplify Visions, a Versewood Jade, 2 Jades, and a Crystal. And it is going to be Zaxos' turn next. We're going to start with the Ignite, and that's going to deal 2 damage to the Mind Guzzler, killing it. Also grants a charge. Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't use the rest of her cards. There's a whole, so I didn't even finish my turn. So I'm sorry about that. She's going to prep Spark. She's going to use Mage's Talisman. Give them each a charge. And then she still has 4 power. She will buy 2 more charges. Next turn, Amplify Vision, 2 Spectral Echoes, 2 Versewoods. Now it's Zaxos' turn. He will use the Ignite to kill the Mind Guzzler. And that gives Mist another charge. Puts her back up to 4. And Spark will do 1 damage to the Venomite. And he has 7 power remaining. Well, we're definitely going to prep the 2 Amplify Visions. Which will open the 3rd breach. He's going to spend 6. Yeah. And buy that Planar Insight. And that leaves him with 2 Spectral Echoes and a Flare remaining, so he can't use those, so he draws 2. And now we get Mist again. She's going to cast Spark and deal 2 damage to the Venomite. Not quite enough to kill it, but she does get to prep Amplify Vision, 2 Spectral Echoes, and she generates 4 power. And she's going to use that to buy 2 charges. She's going to get the first charge, activate her ability, Divine Augury, which gives Zaxos another 4 cards, another 2 Ignites, and another 2 Crystals. And the second charge will be to start over with the 1. That'll be it. So, pretty cool. Hasn't really helped yet, mostly because I got to get his breaches open. And her next turn will be 2 Jades, Garnet Shard, Ball of Vortex, and a Crystal. And now Nemesis is going to go twice. So we're going to discard Spectral Echo. Cancel that out. Pulverizing Ray. Greyfold suffers 18 damage. Players can selectively discard up to 6 gems, preventing 3 damage for each card they discard. Nemesis is going to go again. So we're going to discard another Spectral Echo. Cancel out the Venomite. And then we're going to discard, what is that? So 3 crystals. Garnet Shard, so that's 4. Yeah, I'll discard all of hers. I want him to be able to focus one of his breaches with so many spell cards. So that cancels out all that damage from Pulverizing Ray. But then he still draws. And we get the Cauterizer. It's a minion with 3 life. It can only take 1 damage from each attack. And it deals damage to a player equal to its current life. So not too shabby. Those special abilities really save my buns. So once I get... Hold on a second, something's beeping. All right, so I feel pretty good, guys. I just got to get ahead of these minions, which is, I have 3 cards on deck. I need 4 to take them out. And then start attacking the Prince of Gluttony again. I'm getting real close to start curating and start keeping these special abilities up. I made really good progress on that Devour deck, which makes me very happy too. All right, and we start with Zaxos. Great. So we're going to cast the first Amplify Vision, 2 damage to the Venomite, killing it. The second one is going to do 1 damage to the Cauterizer. And that focuses his 3rd breach twice, opening it. Very nice. He will then prep. Knight, 2 Spectral Echoes, and he will pay 4 to focus his 4th breach and prep a 3rd Spectral Echo. His next turn, Flare, Ignite, Spark, Planar Insight, Verswood. And he does get to go again. So these first 2 Spectral Echoes are going to go off, killing the Cauterizer. And I will destroy the Spark. Then he's going to cast Ignite for 3 damage to the Prince of Gluttons, dropping him to 50. Spectral Echo will go off for another 2, dropping him to 48. I will not destroy a card for that, but I will prep Flare, Ignite, and Planar Insight. And he has a Verswood, generate 2 power for a single charge. Very nice turn. Although he did go twice in a row. So that's it for him for this round, which is unfortunate. He's going to be my... So I didn't really realize the way it works with this is he's powering up her ability, but her ability is powering up his hands. So the fact that he's already gone kind of eliminates a lot of my firepower for the rest of the round. But he does have, what was that, 7 power on deck, which is enough to charge his special ability on his next turn. So I want to try to get hers up if possible. Try to help him out. All right, Prince of Gluttony. Unleash twice. The player with the most prep spells discards their most expensive prep spell. So Zaxos loses Planar Insight. And we get double unleashes. So that's going to be on the Amplify Visions and the Ignites. They each have 2 cards. And so we take 4 damage, and that drops Gravehold to 15. Then we get Mist. She's going to cast Amplify Vision. Focuses her 4th breach and does, 3 damage. Dropping him to 45. She uses Bottled Vortex and is going to destroy a crystal and a spark, which allows her to draw 1 card and ignite, and she will prep that. That ends her turn. Next turn, Mage's Talisman, Jade, and 2 crystals. And Nemesis gets to go. Jagged One. All right. Persistent, unleashes twice, 14 life. I need to make sure that doesn't go off more than once. If that goes off 2-3 times, I'm done. All right, and we do get Mist. We're going to do 3 damage. Start off against a Jagged One, bring him to 11. And that does generate a charge for Zaxos. She's then going to prep Spark, use Mage's Talisman to generate a charge for each of them. It's almost got Zaxos there. He's up to 4 charges. And she then generates 4 power. And I'll buy another Ignite. Okay. 2 Wristwoods, 2 Spectral Echoes, and Garnet Shard. So we are now officially in Tier 3 cards. It almost seems a little early, because there should have been 2 Tier 3 cards. You shouldn't just get 1 in the round. So I might have misshuffled that Nemesis deck. It does seem a little early for that one. But hopefully I get really lucky with the turn order cards, because he's gonna cost me the game, I think. Really soon. All right, Spark is gonna do 2 damage. That leaves Jagged One at 9. We will then prep 2 Spectral Echoes. She will use Garnet Shard to cast 1 Spectral Echo, which will do 3 damage to the Jagged One. She'll actually move this one over because it's still main phase. And then with 4 power, do I want that Ignite? Yeah, I'm going to take the Ignite. Two Jades, Amplify Vision, Ignite, Mage's Talisman. Okay, and Zaxos gets to go next. So Ignite's going to do 2 damage and generate a charge from Mist. So that drops him to 4. And Flare, here's the moment of truth. Yeah, player card. So Flare is actually going to do 4 damage, killing Jagged One. So he never got to activate. That is awesome. So cool. Okay, and he generates 4 7 power. He's going to buy a Mage's Talisman and a charge, and then use his ability. So his ability is going to give Mist 2 charges. And that lets me pick this. Yeah, I'll keep it that way. It's fine. So it wasn't a huge deal. Wait, how was that set up? Yeah, that's fine. But it'll work out. His next hand will be 2 Amplify Visions, Fade, Wristwood, Spectral Echo. I will also now use Divine Augury, and he will draw another 4 cards. 2 Spectral Echoes, Ignite, and a Wristwood. And we get Mist first. She's going to cast Spectral Echo for 3 damage. Bringing Prince of Gluttons to 42. She will then prep, Amplify Vision, and Ignite, and use a Mage's Talisman, granting each of them a charge. And she will then buy 2 charges. Spark, Ignite, Jade, 2 crystals. And we do get Zaxos. So he's going to prep 2 Amplify Visions and an Ignite. He will also spend 4 focusing. Yeah, he'll spend 4 focusing his 4th Breach, allowing him to prep a Spectral Echo. He will also buy a single charge, his remaining Jade, and he will hold on to these 2 Spectral Echoes. So he's got lots of spells. Okay, now, moment of truth. What do you think, guys? Think I can survive? We're going to get 2 Nemesis activations. First, we get the Memory Eater. He is a 16 life minion. Player with the lowest life, he takes damage equal to the number of empty supply piles. So that's 6 damage. That's going to kill one of them. That sucks. Because now we get a second activation. And that's Zaxos. So Zaxos becomes exhausted. He's going to lose both of his charges. He loses his first breach with his ignite. And Nemesis unleashes twice. So he's going to eat 3 Mage's Talismans. And then 3 Planar Insights. Not game ending. Not game ending, for sure. But not good. Just getting a double draw on that is not ideal. Yeah, I really shouldn't let Nemesis go twice in a row. It's too much. You need some time in between his turns. You need to spread them out to mitigate them. All right, and that sucks. Now we have 7 empty piles. So I either lose, yep, it does 14 damage to Gravehold, dropping me to 1. Damn it. I thought I was doing good. Oh, and then we draw a card. To discard, spend 8 power. Power 2, Gravehold suffers 2 damage for every empty supply pile. Okay. That sucks. Ugh. So Nemesis card again, and that's a loss. Because the Memory Eater activates, and he does either 7 damage to Mist or 14 damage to Gravehold. So that's a loss. And I lose once again. I am not even sure if this was a better strategy or not. It seemed pretty much the same. What did I like? I liked Zaxos' ability to get Mist's ability up, and it lets him draw all those extra cards, but it doesn't really let him use them. So I almost feel like Mist is better with Kadir, where you can combine the 4 card draw with pulling 3 cards out from the discard pile and then prepping 8 to just get that Mega Blast. Might be a better combination. The Zaxos is really there to power up the other character's special ability. So honestly, either of them with Kadir might be a better fit. To just allow her to just, keep pulling those cards back. Maybe that's what I'll do next time. Or either of them with Lash. Because him being able to influence the turn order deck doesn't make that big of a deal. Maybe if I swapped out Essence Theft for one of the cards and then combined him with Lash, that would be a really good combination, because then Lash could add his an activation back into the turn order deck. Then Zaxos could reorder it how he wants, repowering up. Oh yeah, we'll try that. I think that's what we'll do. And then Lash will be able to, because he'll give Lash 4 charges, then he'll be able to shovel it back in again, and then Zaxos can reorder it again, powering up again. So it's like an infinite turn, almost. Yeah, because I just don't have enough time. He kills me every time. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do Lash with Zaxos next time. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching the video. 5 in a row, and I did not manage to take down Prince of Gluttons. So a little disappointing, but we'll get there. We'll get there. That's what makes it more fun. When I do finally get him, it's going to feel really good. That's what happened with the Rageborn. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.